14 minutes past 6 o'clock on Morning Live on SABC2. Good morning to you.
All right, let's get you some business news now. And this time we're taking a look at cybercrime, and we basically all live online. But how bad is the situation when it comes to this type of crime? Good morning, Peter.
Very good morning, Vuya and Leanne. Yes, it's not a pretty picture, unfortunately. Before, all we needed was to slot in perhaps a security program, but it's certainly not enough anymore. Security analysts have warned that South Africa is becoming a target for cyber attacks, and the threat is growing. They say that cybercrime is getting more and more sophisticated with the increased risk of attacks. They've also urged the business community to invest much more in data protection. Well, this warning comes weeks after the 42 million rand cyber heist on the Post Bank on New Year's Day, which security experts say is the beginning of more things to come as cyber criminals target this country. Well, for a closer look at this issue, we're now joined by Shaya E-Security CEO, Ian Melamed. Ian, thank you very much for joining us on the program, and welcome to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you.
All right, perhaps we can start just a very quick definition, really. When we talk about cybercrime, what are we talking about?
The biggest problem that we have today is that it is virtually impossible to have any form of commercial activity taking place without having a computer element. So all transactions are essentially in place because of computers. We are speeding up everything faster. We've moved away from manual systems. And the questions that are coming out really fast is, what about the law? What about information security standards? Where's those cyber inspectors that we were supposed to have? And the rest of it, what about ComSec, that government department that was supposed to be put in to look after the standards of security?
All right, so what you're saying...
Looking at all these things together...
So what you're saying is that people are not stealing from the cash trucks anymore. They're stealing directly in your bank account via computers.
The one thing is that computer crime does not give any organization, irrespective of whether it's in the public domain or whether it is private, a good reputation. And therefore, the majority of computer crimes are kept very, very quiet.
Why is South Africa becoming more attractive for cyber criminals?
We have a first-class infrastructure as far as our computer technology is concerned. And because we have a first-class infrastructure, it is a great invitation. The only thing is, we are very fortunate that we still have exchange control in South Africa. And it's exchange control that has prevented large-scale frauds taking place, taking funds out of people's accounts and transferring them overseas, as is happening in many, many of the developed countries.
So what can businesses do to protect themselves a bit better from these types of crime?
We know that we're always in a catch-up position. Data forensics is a ever-growing science. It is both in the public domain and also in the private environment. And we will always see that when new acts take place, for example, I did an investigation not long ago of over 30 million where spyware was used to steal the user ID and the password of a legitimate holder, and as a result of that, as I say, with supplier funds of in excess of 30 million. Now, how do you get the money out of South Africa? In this particular case, they bought large trucks, and yes, they sent them down to Durban on the way to Cyprus to sell them and get the funds overseas. And one of the things that we have seen is the cooperation between international fraudsters and their local counterparts. And that is, I think, the most worrying of all the issues. All right. As far as the Post Bank is concerned, one of the biggest problems is the fact that the Post Bank is not part yet of the banking community. And I believe that the security of the Post Bank will be greatly enhanced once it's got a proper banking license and is regulated in the same way as all other banks.
All right, unfortunately we've run out of time, but I think this is something we're probably going to have to revisit from time to time and just get people more aware to protect data, much in the same way that they protect their cars. It's still as an important asset. Thank you very much indeed, Ian Melamed of Shaya E-Securities in Durban. Right, time now to take a look